Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this ABC 36 News Update. I'm Tom Kenny. A retired Lexington firefighter is out of the hospital and lucky to be alive after he was shot and robbed this morning. And he's talking to ABC 36 News. John McGarry has more from the scene.
We just returned to the scene of this morning's shooting and robbery when the victim himself, 72-year-old David Norris, returned to his home. He was being helped by a member of the fire department, but in truth, he didn't really need much help. And while he was wounded, his sense of humor was in pretty good shape. After going back into the home where he'd nearly died less than 8 hours before, Norris walked out a few minutes later. A little before 8 this morning, he says a man had knocked on his door asking if he was having cable problems. Norris opened the door and says the man was wearing a hard hat and reflective vest.
About the time I glanced over, I looked to see a rather large caliber pistol stuck in my face. And without any pause or anything, he fired it.
Norris says he was backpedaling or perhaps ducking, and the bullet merely creased his forehead. He says 2 men entered and questioned him as he lay on the floor.
Then they proceeded to wipe their feet off on me for a while. I don't know why. I want to know where it is.
Norris says they took guns, then, before leaving, tied his hands with tape and put a plastic bag over his head. He'd already loosened his bonds by the time they left, and he freed himself before suffocating.
Did you think at any point that you were going to die?
Yeah. When I was lying on the floor, they were going through the drawers and things looking for it. And I was standing there watching the blood drip off my head onto the carpet. I said, I'm not going to see the end of this.
In Lexington, John McGarry, ABC 36 News.
Now, the 2 suspects have yet to be caught. David Norris spent 30 years with the Lexington Fire Department. He retired as a battalion chief back in 1991. We'll have more throughout the day. A Harrodsburg couple accused of killing a woman back in May went before a judge in Mercer County today for a preliminary hearing. Paul Estes and Megan Brooks came before the judge 3 months after police say they found Megan's mother dead with a bag over her head. Investigators think that Deborah K. Brooks was suffocated, and they suspect that her daughter may have been hoping to get life insurance money from her death. Well, today, Estes and Brooks waived their right to a preliminary hearing, so the case went directly to the grand jury. Detective Gary Bradshaw is expected to have an opportunity to present his evidence to that grand jury next month. That is the ABC 36 News Update. Remember, you can always get the latest news, weather, and sports online. Our address, WTVQ.com.